NAFI is a web resource that's designed to support fire management as a land management activity. So we started about 20 years ago, and it's really initially to support some of the resurgence in fire management coming out of Arnhem Land, and we knew the value in supporting that traditional Indigenous knowledge with the satellite information which can describe the outcomes of their fire management and provide near real-time information about fires. And over the last 20 years we've grown to now cover 70% of Australia, but really our focus remains supporting fire management as a land management activity and trying to support the best fire management outcomes across Australia. We have solid satellite-based evidence showing the scale of the achievement of these land managers across Australia. Over 640,000 square kilometres, we have less fire now than we used to. This is under more extreme climate change conditions. This is the most significant fire management outcome in the world at the moment, and it's been achieved, as I said, through that combination of different knowledge systems, but it's also been achieved through bloody hard work. What these guys do out bush, most people wouldn't do. You know, flying out 45 degrees on top of escarpment with a leaf blower, pulling up those fires, it's not magic. It's hard work over decades, and just the simple fact of the scale of achievement and all the heavy lifting and a whole lot of sort of healthy country metrics about keeping this continent alive, but also, you know, the per capita carbon abatement by Indigenous mob across the north, they're doing heavy lifting for everybody else in Australia. That needs to be understood and appreciated and celebrated by everybody. It's such a positive achievement. There is definitely a need, you know, across landscapes, even in Eastern Indonesia, Africa, Central South America, to re-engage with fire as a tool to support the healthy management of country. You know, because Australia is one of many landscapes that have been affected by this sort of colonial mindset coming from Europe that fire is bad. And there needs to be a reimagining, and we've really been at the forefront in Northern Australia of reimagining that relationship and how we can use the success story here to get people reimagining the way that they need to engage with fire and use fire. The mechanisms to do that, the financial mechanisms may be different, but there needs to be, you know, a real reimagining. There's been a lot of focus on some really big and severe fire events. There were the Black Summer fires in southern Australia. There's been very severe fire events in North America, the US, and there's been a lot of focus on those big forest fire events. And there's a great researcher in the US called Stephen Pine. He's dubbed this the Pyrocene, the era of fire. And under climate change, the way that we haven't managed landscapes of fire for so long, we are getting these big and severe fires. But once again, what we're seeing in Northern Australia is bucking that trend. We're seeing less fire under more extreme conditions, and it's due to that hard work and that really complex, nuanced thinking.